Top 6 drinks to stop proteinuria and heal your kidneys. If your urine has been foamy, please stop scrolling and listen. This is not trivial. Foam in the toilet may look like a small nuisance, but it is often the first whisper of a much louder disaster: your kidneys leaking life-saving proteins. This condition, called proteinuria, is your body's alarm bell, and ignoring it is gambling with your health. Here's the hard truth: kidney damage sneaks up silently. You might feel fine today, but while you sleep, your kidneys could be losing function piece by piece. By the time swelling, breathlessness, or crushing fatigue show up, the damage is often severe, sometimes irreversible. In plain words, put off checking it now and you risk hospital stays, dialysis, or worse. I don't say this to scare you for nothing. I say it so you will act. The good news: there is time. If you act fast and smart, your kidneys can recover some function when inflammation is calmed, blood pressure is controlled, and toxic load is reduced. And that's exactly what we'll do together in this video. Stay with me to the end. I'll share 6 powerful research-backed drinks you can make today that calm inflammation, flush toxins, lower blood pressure, and help stop protein leakage. Some are as simple as tea. Others are kitchen blends that taste wonderful and fight damage at the cellular level. Miss this and you might miss your last chance to avoid serious decline. Watch all the way through. Your kidneys will thank you. Understanding proteinuria. Let's take a moment to understand what's really happening inside your body. Proteinuria isn't just a kidney problem. It's a sign that your body's natural filter, your kidneys, is getting weak and overwhelmed. Imagine your kidneys as 2 hardworking security guards checking everything that passes through your blood. Their job is to keep the good stuff like protein inside your body and send the waste out through urine. But when inflammation, high blood pressure, or diabetes start to damage those tiny filters called nephrons, the walls become weak. Holes appear. And the proteins that were meant to nourish your muscles, heart, and immune system start leaking out into your urine. Every time you see that foam, it's your body losing strength drop by drop. You may not feel it now, but your energy fades, your muscles weaken, your immunity crashes. It's a slow, quiet theft of your vitality. And here's the part no one tells you: once the filters scar, they don't grow back easily. That's why early action is everything. If you wait for symptoms, you're already late. But the good news is nature gives us tools. Certain natural drinks can soothe inflammation, protect your nephrons, and even help your kidneys work more efficiently. These drinks aren't medicine, but they can change the direction your health is heading. So don't tune out now. What comes next could help you keep your kidneys alive, your energy high, and your life free from the hospital bed. Stay with me. Let's begin with the first drink. 1. Green tea. Let's start with green tea, the drink that feels like a gentle shield for your kidneys. Green tea is more than just a warm beverage. It is a powerful protector. Research shows that adults with persistent proteinuria have a 30% higher risk of developing chronic kidney disease within just 5 years. Every cup of green tea you drink sends catechins into your bloodstream, neutralizing harmful free radicals that silently damage your kidney filters. You might not feel it yet, but the longer proteins leak into your urine, the more your kidneys wear down. Here is a tip few people know. Brewing green tea in water at 80 degrees Celsius preserves almost 90% of its antioxidants. Using boiling water can destroy many of the protective compounds. Choosing loose leaf tea instead of tea bags can increase catechin absorption by up to 40%, giving your kidneys the maximum defense. Green tea also helps lower blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and stabilize blood sugar, all of which are invisible killers that accelerate protein leakage. Drink 1 to 2 cups in the morning. Avoid late night consumption because caffeine can disrupt sleep and prevent your kidneys from repairing themselves overnight. If you thought this was powerful, wait until the next drink. It's a bright, colorful smoothie packed with antioxidants that fight inflammation and protect your kidneys even further. 2. Berry smoothie. Now let's move to something colorful, tangy, and incredibly protective: the berry smoothie. Berries are tiny powerhouses packed with antioxidants that your kidneys crave. Studies show that anthocyanins, the compounds giving berries their red, blue, and purple colors, can reduce oxidative stress in kidney cells by up to 25%. This may not sound dramatic, but consider this: prolonged oxidative stress silently damages the filters in your kidneys, accelerating protein leakage and risking chronic kidney disease. Strawberries help lower cholesterol, blueberries improve blood flow, and acai berries fight inflammation. But here's a secret most people don't know: adding a pinch of ground flaxseed to your berry smoothie can amplify the anti-inflammatory benefits while gently supporting digestion. This simple addition can help your body flush out toxins more efficiently, easing the burden on your kidneys. Aim for 2 cups of mixed berries per smoothie. Frozen or fresh, make sure they are organic when possible, because pesticide residues can stress the kidneys further. Blend them with a small banana or a splash of coconut water for a creamy, kidney-friendly drink. Every sip of this vibrant smoothie is more than delicious. It's a defensive line against proteinuria, a shield that fights the invisible enemy, slowly breaking down your kidneys. And if you think this drink is powerful, wait until you see the next one. The upcoming beverage is warm, soothing, and surprisingly effective at lowering inflammation and blood sugar simultaneously. 3. Turmeric milk. Imagine sitting by a warm window, a golden cup in your hands that could quietly protect your kidneys while you sip it. This is turmeric milk, a simple drink with extraordinary powers. Curcumin, the star compound in turmeric, has been studied extensively. Research shows it can reduce kidney inflammation and slow down protein leakage by targeting harmful molecules called cytokines. Think about it for a moment: if your kidneys are silently leaking protein while you go about your day, that could be like a tiny leak in a dam that eventually risks flooding your health. Here's a little trick that many people overlook. Warming turmeric with a pinch of black pepper and a touch of cinnamon not only enhances flavor, but also dramatically increases curcumin absorption. Add a teaspoon of honey to sweeten naturally, and you have a creamy, comforting beverage that works behind the scenes for your kidney health. One viewer recently commented, "I never thought a warm drink could feel like armor for my kidneys." It is surprising but true. Every sip is actively defending your body. Daily intake of turmeric milk can be a gentle yet powerful shield, especially for those with high blood sugar or mild hypertension. Do not underestimate it. Skip it for a week and you might feel no difference, but your kidneys remember. Each day without support is another day of invisible stress that could lead to more severe proteinuria. And if you think turmeric milk is impressive, wait until we reveal the next drink. It is a sharp, zesty powerhouse that literally wakes your kidneys up while flushing toxins away. 4. Lemon water. Wake up slowly, take a deep breath, and imagine starting your day with a glass of bright lemon water. Not just a refreshing drink, it's a gentle guardian for your kidneys. Each sip helps protect those tiny filters from silent damage. Lemon is rich in potassium, vitamin C, and phytonutrients that regulate blood pressure, protect kidney filters, and reduce protein leakage in urine. Just adding 1 lemon to your morning water can improve citrate levels in your urine, which helps prevent kidney stones, a hidden danger that strains your kidneys and worsens proteinuria. Here is a simple adjustment that can make a big difference. Using lemons at room temperature makes them easier to juice and preserves more nutrients. You can also zest the peel into your water for extra antioxidants and a lovely flavor. Sipping through a straw and rinsing afterward helps protect your teeth from acidity, combining kidney care with dental health in a simple ritual. The hidden danger is that up to 30% of people with early kidney stress have no symptoms yet. Protein quietly leaks into the urine. Every day without attention increases risk. That small glass of lemon water is more than a drink. It's a daily shield against damage you cannot feel. One viewer wrote, "I started my mornings with lemon water and felt lighter, more energetic, like my body thanked me before I even left the bed." It's amazing how something so simple can have such a protective power. And remember, lemon water is just the beginning. The next drink is a natural, refreshing powerhouse that helps flush toxins while soothing inflammation. Your kidneys will silently thank you. 5. Cucumber juice. Imagine this, a long, crunchy cucumber sitting on your counter, quietly waiting to rescue your kidneys while you sip a cold glass of cucumber juice. It may seem simple, almost laughable, but don't let that fool you. Research shows that people with mild kidney stress who ignore hydration and kidney-friendly foods can experience a 20 to 40% faster progression of proteinuria. That's right, neglecting tiny daily habits can snowball into serious kidney trouble. Cucumber juice is packed with water-soluble fiber and antioxidants like cucurbitacins, beta-carotene, quercetin, and apigenin. Together, these compounds help flush toxins, reduce inflammation, and lighten the burden on your kidneys. Your kidneys filter over 50 gallons of blood every single day, so giving them a gentle, natural detox like cucumber juice is like sending in a calm, efficient cleanup crew. Here's a little trick blend cucumber with a squeeze of lime and a pinch of fresh mint. The zing wakes up your taste buds while adding extra antioxidants and anti-inflammatory power. Some people even throw in celery or apple for natural sweetness and extra hydration. The result is a green, sparkling shield against oxidative stress. And here's a reality check that might make you chuckle nervously. Up to 35% of adults over 60 have silent kidney stress, and many don't realize their urine protein is creeping up until serious damage has already begun. That's why this refreshing, almost playful drink can actually be life-saving. Every sip counts. One viewer commented, "I laughed when I first drank cucumber juice, but a week later my swelling decreased and I felt lighter." Who knew a veggie could feel like a hero? Small fun changes like this can make a huge difference when it comes to kidney health. Next up, we're about to unlock a golden-colored, spicy powerhouse drink that can block inflammation and protect your kidneys like a shield forged from centuries of tradition. Don't blink, you won't want to miss it. 6. Turmeric milk. Now picture this, a warm golden cup steam curling into the air, carrying the promise of protection for your kidneys. This is turmeric milk or golden milk, a drink cherished for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine and traditional Chinese healing. Curcumin, the active ingredient in turmeric, is not just a fancy spice, it's a powerful shield against inflammation that silently destroys kidney filters over time. Studies show that chronic inflammation can accelerate proteinuria by up to 50% in adults with early kidney disease. That's half the progress towards serious kidney failure, potentially prevented with something as simple as turmeric milk. Curcumin blocks harmful cytokines, reduces oxidative stress, and even helps regulate blood sugar and cholesterol. Think of it as a gentle but relentless warrior that quietly defends your kidneys every time you sip. Here's how to make it truly effective. Mix 1 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric with warm milk, a dash of black pepper, and a little honey or maple syrup. Black pepper is not just for taste, it increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%, turning your cup into a potent kidney-protecting elixir. Heating it gently for 10 minutes lets the flavors blend while unlocking the full anti-inflammatory potential. And here's a startling thought. Ignoring inflammation is like letting tiny fires rage inside your kidneys. Over time, these micro-injuries can lead to scarring, protein leakage, and eventually kidney failure. But a daily ritual of golden milk gives you a fighting chance. You're not just drinking a warm beverage, you're sipping a shield, a protector, a tiny life-saving habit. For the best results, consistency matters. Make it a calming nightly ritual. Your kidneys work tirelessly day and night, filtering, cleansing, and balancing your body. Golden milk is a small, delicious way to honor that hard work. Now that you know the 6 powerhouse drinks to stop proteinuria and protect your kidneys, it's time to take action. Imagine ignoring these simple yet potent remedies while your kidneys silently struggle day after day. Every sip you skip is an opportunity lost to prevent inflammation, oxidative stress, and protein leakage. Remember, your kidneys work tirelessly behind the scenes, filtering toxins, balancing minerals, and keeping your body alive and thriving. You owe it to them and to yourself to make these drinks a part of your daily routine. Even small steps like a glass of lemon water in the morning or a nightly cup of golden turmeric milk can make a huge difference over time. If you found this video valuable, Show your support by hitting that like button and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a life-saving tip. Share this video with friends or family who might be unknowingly putting their kidneys at risk. Leave a comment below telling us which drink you're going to try. First, we love hearing your stories and experiences. Remember, knowledge without action is wasted potential. Your kidneys won't wait, so don't wait either. Start today, protect your health, and enjoy a future with stronger, happier kidneys. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video for more powerful tips.
That's the end of video, and if you think is helpful for you, please subscribing, sharing, and dropping the comment below.
For many people, kidney disease is something that happens to someone else. It sounds like a condition that would announce itself with severe pain, dramatic symptoms, or a medical emergency that is impossible to ignore, but your kidneys don't usually work that way. In fact, they are remarkably quiet organs. They can lose a surprising amount of function while continuing to do their job behind the scenes, giving you little reason to think anything is wrong. Instead of shouting, your kidneys tend to whisper. They may whisper through an extra trip to the bathroom in the middle of the night, through socks that leave deeper marks around your ankles than they used to, through food that suddenly doesn't taste quite right, or a level of tiredness that sleep never seems to fix. Most people brush these changes off as normal aging, stress, or simply getting older. And that's exactly why so many early warning signs are overlooked. The truth is that your body often notices kidney problems long before you do. Every day, your kidneys filter your blood, balance minerals, regulate fluids, support healthy blood production, and help keep many other systems working together. When they begin to struggle, the Foamy appear where most people expect. They often show up in small, everyday changes that seem unrelated at first glance. In this video, we're going to explore 12 of the most common signs that your kidneys may be asking for attention. More importantly, you'll learn why each sign happens, what it may be telling you about your body, and when it's worth taking a closer look. Some of these changes may surprise you because they have very little to do with the kidneys themselves. If learning the science behind healthy aging in a clear and practical way is important to you, consider subscribing and joining our community. Every week we break down complex health topics into simple, evidence-based information designed to help you make confident decisions for yourself and the people you love. So before you assume that every new ache, habit, or change is simply part of getting older, let's take a closer look at the quiet signals your kidneys may already be sending and why recognizing them early could make a meaningful difference for your long-term health. Why small, everyday changes can reveal big kidney problems. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is that unhealthy kidneys should cause obvious pain. In reality, that is rarely how the body works. Your kidneys are incredibly resilient. Even when part of their filtering ability begins to decline, they often compensate by working harder with the healthy tissue that remains. Because of this built-in backup system, many people continue their normal routines without realizing that important changes are already taking place beneath the surface. The National Kidney Foundation estimates that 1 in 3 American adults is at risk for kidney disease, yet many people do not recognize warning signs until a significant amount of kidney function has already been lost. That is why paying attention to small, everyday changes can be far more valuable than waiting for dramatic symptoms to appear. What makes the kidneys so remarkable is that they do much more than simply remove waste from the body. I like to think of them as the master control center for your internal environment. Every minute, they carefully adjust the amount of water your body keeps, balance minerals such as sodium and potassium, regulate important hormones, support healthy red blood cell production, and remove waste products that would otherwise build up in your bloodstream. When this delicate system begins to struggle, the effects can quietly spread throughout the entire body long before your kidneys themselves ever hurt. Imagine the water filtration system in your home. If the filter starts to fail, the first problem is not just dirty water. Over time, mineral deposits clog the pipes, water pressure changes, appliances wear out faster, and eventually, the entire plumbing system begins to suffer. Your kidneys work in much the same way. When they cannot maintain the body's internal balance, the earliest clues often appear in your sleep, your skin, your muscles, your appetite, or even the taste of your food. Understanding these subtle signals is the first step toward protecting your kidneys before more serious damage has a chance to develop. Now let's begin with one of the earliest and most commonly overlooked changes that many people simply assume is a normal part of aging. 1. You wake up more than once to urinate at night. One of the first changes I encourage people to pay attention to has nothing to do with pain. Instead, it happens while you're trying to get a good night's sleep. Many people assume that waking up several times to urinate simply means they drank too much water before bed. Sometimes that's true, but if it becomes a regular pattern, I start thinking about how well the kidneys are concentrating urine rather than how much urine they are making. Healthy kidneys respond to a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, which signals them to conserve water overnight. Instead of sending large amounts of diluted urine to the bladder, they concentrate it so you can sleep for hours without interruption. When kidney function begins to decline, this ability often weakens. Imagine an old kitchen sponge that has lost its elasticity. No matter how much water it absorbs, it simply can't hold on to it the way it once could. Your kidneys can behave in a similar way, allowing more water to pass into the urine instead of keeping it where your body needs it. A simple habit worth trying is to avoid drinking large amounts of fluids during the 2 hours before bedtime. However, if you're still waking up multiple times each night despite making that change, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. Keep in mind that nighttime urination is not always caused by kidney problems. An enlarged prostate, diabetes, certain medications, or sleep disorders can produce the same symptom, which is why it's important not to jump to conclusions based on this sign alone. But nighttime trips to the bathroom aren't the only clue your kidneys may be sending. 2. Your ankles leave sock marks that stay too long. Another change I never ignore is something many people notice every evening without giving it much thought. After taking off your socks, do the marks around your ankles disappear within a few minutes, or do they linger much longer than they used to? While temporary sock impressions can be completely normal after a long day on your feet, deeper marks that become more noticeable over time may be your body's quiet way of telling you that it's having trouble managing fluid balance. One of the kidney's most important jobs is keeping fluid exactly where it belongs. A protein called albumin plays a major role in this process by helping hold water inside your blood vessels. When damaged kidney filters allow albumin to leak into the urine, less of it remains in the bloodstream. Without enough albumin acting like a sponge, fluid begins to drift into the surrounding tissues. Gravity then pulls that extra fluid downward throughout the day, making the ankles and lower legs one of the first places where these subtle changes become visible. Here's a simple self-check I often recommend. In the evening, gently press your thumb against the front of your lower shin for about 5 seconds, then release it. Compare what you notice with how your legs look first thing in the morning. If the indentation or swelling becomes more obvious as the day goes on or continues to worsen over time, it's worth paying closer attention and discussing it with a healthcare professional. But your kidneys don't just influence where fluid collects, they can also change what your urine looks like long before you feel sick. 3. Your urine looks different than it used to. One of the simplest health checks I encourage people to make doesn't require special equipment or expensive testing. It simply requires paying attention to something you see every day. Many people only look for foamy urine, but I believe it's just as important to notice whether your urine has become consistently cloudier than usual, develops persistent foam, or changes color without an obvious explanation, such as certain foods or medications. These subtle differences may reflect changes in how effectively your kidneys are filtering your blood. Healthy kidneys act like incredibly precise filters. They allow waste products and extra water to pass through while keeping valuable substances, including proteins and blood cells, safely inside your bloodstream. When those tiny filters begin to lose their precision, substances that, for many people, kidney disease in the blood can escape into the urine, while inflammation or other changes may alter its appearance. I often compare this process to a coffee filter with a small tear. At first, you may barely notice anything unusual, but before long, coffee grounds begin slipping through, changing what ends up in your cup. In much the same way, damaged kidney filters may no longer separate what should stay from what should leave. Although changes in urine can have many causes, including dehydration or urinary tract infections, persistent changes deserve attention rather than assumptions. If your urine continues to look noticeably different for several days or is accompanied by discomfort or blood, it's worth having it evaluated. But even before your urine changes, your muscles may already be responding to shifts that are happening deep inside your kidneys. 4. Your legs cramp more often at night. Few things are more frustrating than finally getting comfortable in bed, only to be awakened by a sudden, painful cramp in your calf or foot. Many people immediately assume they need more magnesium, and while low magnesium can certainly play a role, it is far from the only explanation. When nighttime leg cramps become more frequent, I also think about whether the kidneys are still doing their job of maintaining the body's delicate balance of electrolytes. Every second of the day, your muscles depend on carefully balanced levels of minerals such as potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sodium. Your kidneys constantly adjust these levels, making tiny corrections that allow nerves and muscles to communicate smoothly. As kidney function begins to decline, this balance can become less stable. The result isn't always dramatic at first. Sometimes the earliest clue is simply that your muscles become more irritable, especially at night when your body's resting, and those small imbalances become easier to notice. I like to compare this to a television remote with weak batteries. The remote may still work, but the signal becomes inconsistent. Sometimes it responds perfectly, and other times you have to press the button several times before anything happens. Your muscles behave in a similar way. When electrolyte levels drift out of balance, the communication between nerves and muscle fibers becomes less reliable, making unexpected cramps more likely. If these cramps become persistent, especially if they occur alongside other changes we've discussed, it's worth looking beyond magnesium alone and considering whether your kidney function and electrolyte levels should also be evaluated. But your muscles aren't the only part of your body that can react to waste building up. Sometimes, your skin begins sending its own quiet warning long before you realize what's happening. 5. Your skin feels itchy, even without a rash. Persistent itching can be one of the most confusing symptoms because, in many cases, your skin looks completely normal. There may be no visible rash, no insect bite, and no obvious allergy to explain why you constantly feel the urge to scratch. Whenever I hear about itching that seems to affect large areas of the body, especially if it becomes worse at night, I don't just think about the skin itself. I also think about what may be happening inside the bloodstream. Healthy kidneys remove thousands of waste products every single day. When they begin to lose that ability, some of these substances gradually build up in the body. Instead of directly damaging the skin, they can irritate the tiny nerve endings responsible for transmitting the sensation of itch. That's why the discomfort often feels as though it's coming from beneath the surface rather than from the skin itself. I like to compare it to smoke slowly filling a house. You may not see thick clouds in every room, but before long, your eyes begin to sting, your throat feels irritated, and you become increasingly uncomfortable. The smoke isn't attacking the walls of the house, it's affecting the environment inside it. In much the same way, waste products circulating in the bloodstream can quietly change the environment around your nerves, making your skin feel itchy, even when it appears perfectly healthy. If this information is helping you connect the dots, don't forget to like the video. It helps us create more evidence-based content for healthy aging. And sometimes, the next clue doesn't appear on your skin at all. It shows up every time you sit down to enjoy a meal. 6. Food doesn't taste quite right anymore. Another subtle change I encourage people not to dismiss is when food simply doesn't taste the way it used to. You may find yourself reaching for extra salt or stronger seasonings, or perhaps your favorite meal suddenly has a strange metallic flavor. Many people assume their taste buds are just changing with age, but sometimes the story goes much deeper than that. I don't just think about the tongue when I hear this complaint. I also think about what may be circulating in the bloodstream and how those changes can affect the brain. As the kidneys become less efficient at removing waste products, some of these substances begin to accumulate in the body. Certain compounds can make their way into the saliva, creating a persistent, metallic taste that many people describe as if they were sucking on a coin. Over time, these same waste products can also influence areas of the brain responsible for regulating appetite. Instead of simply changing the flavor of food, they gradually reduce the desire to eat altogether. That's why a metallic taste and a declining appetite often appear together rather than as two separate problems. Think of it like trying to enjoy your favorite home-cooked meal while there's a lingering smell of smoke in the kitchen. The food itself hasn't changed, but your experience of it has. Eventually, you may lose interest in eating, not because you're full, but because nothing seems appealing anymore. If you notice that food consistently tastes different, especially when it's accompanied by an unexplained loss of appetite or weight, don't assume it's just another part of aging. Your kidneys may be revealing changes that deserve a closer look. And while changes in taste can quietly reduce your desire to eat, another common sign often affects something even more noticeable: your energy. 7. You're more exhausted than your activity level. explains, one of the most overlooked warning signs isn't feeling tired after a long day, it's feeling unusually worn out after doing very little at all. Perhaps climbing a single flight of stairs leaves you needing to catch your breath, carrying a few grocery bags feels harder than it used to, or you wake up in the morning already feeling as though you've accomplished a full day's work. When I hear someone describe being tired after doing almost nothing, I don't automatically blame age. I also think about whether the kidneys are still supporting healthy red blood cell production. Most people don't realize that the kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin, often shortened to EPO. This hormone tells the bone marrow to make red blood cells, which are responsible for carrying oxygen throughout the body. As kidney function declines, EPO production can gradually decrease. With fewer red blood cells available, your muscles, heart, and brain receive less oxygen, making even simple daily activities feel surprisingly demanding. I like to compare this to a delivery company with plenty of fuel but not enough drivers. The trucks are ready, the roads are open, and the packages are waiting, yet deliveries slow down because there aren't enough people transporting them. Your body works in a similar way. You may have enough energy stored, but without enough healthy red blood cells delivering oxygen where it's needed, that energy becomes much harder to use efficiently. If you find yourself consistently exhausted, despite getting adequate rest, especially alongside several of the signs we've already discussed, it's worth looking beyond normal aging and considering whether your kidneys could be playing a role. But reduced energy isn't the only clue hidden in your blood. Your body may also begin showing signs that it can no longer repair tiny injuries as efficiently as it once did. 8. Small cuts or bruises take longer to recover. Another change that often surprises people has nothing to do with feeling sick at all. You bump your arm lightly against a table, and a large bruise appears a day later. You brush your teeth, and your gums seem to bleed more easily than they used to. A tiny cut from gardening or cooking takes longer than expected to stop bleeding. Many people assume their skin has simply become thinner with age, but I often look beyond the skin itself and think about what is happening inside the blood. Healthy blood contains tiny cells called platelets, whose job is to rush to the site of an injury and stick together, creating the first layer of a clot. They act like an emergency repair crew, arriving within seconds to seal even the smallest leak in a blood vessel. As waste products build up, because the kidneys are no longer filtering efficiently, these toxins can interfere with how well platelets work. The platelets are still there, but they become less effective at sticking together when they're needed most. Imagine trying to repair a leaking garden hose with tape that has lost its adhesive. You can wrap the tape around the leak, but it simply doesn't hold as firmly as it should. In a similar way, your body's first response to small injuries becomes less reliable, making bruises appear more easily and minor bleeding last longer than expected. Of course, medications such as blood thinners or aspirin can also contribute to easy bruising, so this sign should never be viewed in isolation. However, when it appears alongside several of the other subtle changes we've discussed, it may be another quiet reminder that your kidneys deserve closer attention. And while your blood may reveal one set of clues, your body sometimes leaves another in a place most people rarely think to examine: your skin and your nails. 9. Your skin or nails seem to be changing. Sometimes the clues your kidneys provide are not dramatic at all. They're the kind of changes you notice gradually while trimming your nails or looking in the mirror each morning. Your skin may seem unusually dry, no matter how much moisturizer you use. It may lose some of its healthy glow and begin to look dull or tired. Even your nails can slowly change in appearance, occasionally developing unusual color patterns or becoming more brittle than before. Individually, these changes may not seem important, but together they can reflect something happening much deeper inside the body. I don't look at these changes as problems of the skin or nails alone. Instead, I think about the kidney's role in maintaining the environment that allows every tissue to renew itself. Healthy skin and nails rely on a constant supply of oxygen, nutrients, balanced minerals, and the efficient removal of waste products. When the kidneys struggle to keep this internal environment stable, the body naturally shifts its priorities toward protecting vital organs. As a result, tissues that are constantly renewing, such as the skin and nails, may begin to show subtle signs that this balance is being lost. Think of it like caring for a garden. Even if you continue watering the flowers, they won't stay vibrant if the soil slowly loses the nutrients they depend on. Over time, the leaves become dull, growth slows, and the entire garden reflects what is happening beneath the surface, rather than above it. While dry skin or nail changes have many possible causes, noticing them together with several of the other warning signs we've discussed paints a much more meaningful picture of your overall health. And the next clue often appears in a place many people overlook every morning: the area around their eyes. 10. You notice swelling around your eyes in the morning. Many people expect fluid retention to show up around the ankles, but one of the earliest places I encourage people to look is actually the face. If you've ever looked in the mirror shortly after waking up and wondered why the area beneath your eyes seems puffier than usual, don't be too quick to blame a poor night's sleep. While lack of sleep can certainly contribute, persistent morning puffiness may also reflect changes in the way your kidneys manage fluid and important proteins throughout the body. When healthy kidneys are working properly, they help keep proteins such as albumin where they belong, in your bloodstream. These proteins act like tiny magnets, helping hold fluid inside your blood vessels. As kidney filters become less efficient, some of that protein can escape into the urine. Without enough protein to keep fluid in circulation, water is more likely to move into nearby tissues. During the night, while you're lying flat for several hours, gravity is no longer pulling fluid toward your feet. Instead, some of it can collect in the soft tissue around your eyes, making puffiness much more noticeable when you first wake up. I like to compare this to a sponge that slowly absorbs water overnight. You may not notice it happening hour by hour, but by morning, the sponge has become heavier and fuller than it was the evening before. The delicate tissue around your eyes behaves in much the same way because it can hold fluid more easily than many other parts of the body. If this puffiness appears regularly, especially alongside changes in your urine or swelling elsewhere, it deserves more than a passing glance. But sometimes the kidneys send an even quieter signal, one that slowly changes your relationship with food itself. 11. Your appetite has quietly started shrinking. One change that often develops so gradually that people hardly notice it is a slow loss of appetite. It doesn't usually happen overnight. Instead, you may realize you're leaving more food on your plate, skipping snacks you once enjoyed, or simply forgetting to eat because you never really feel hungry. Many people assume this is just another part of getting older, but I believe it's worth asking why your appetite has changed in the first place, rather than accepting it as inevitable. Most people think hunger begins in the stomach, but your brain is actually responsible for deciding when food sounds appealing. As kidney function declines, waste products that should normally be removed from the bloodstream can begin to accumulate. Over time, these substances may interfere with the brain's normal appetite signals. Instead of sending a clear message that it's time to eat, the brain gradually turns down that signal, making food seem less interesting even when your body still needs nourishment. Imagine listening to your favorite radio station while someone slowly lowers the volume one notch at a time. You probably wouldn't notice the change immediately, but after a while, the music becomes so quiet that you stop paying attention to it altogether. Hunger can fade in much the same gradual way. The body's need for nutrition hasn't disappeared. The signal has simply become weaker. If you've been eating less without trying, or family members have commented that your portions keep getting smaller, don't assume it's simply a normal part of aging. When this change appears together with several of the other signs we've discussed, it may be another clue that your kidneys are quietly asking for attention. And perhaps the most surprising sign of all is that some people experience none of these changes at all, even while kidney disease continues to progress silently. 12. You feel fine, but your risk is higher than you think. The final sign may be the most important one because, surprisingly, it isn't really a sign at all. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is believing that feeling well automatically means their kidneys must be healthy. Unfortunately, kidney disease doesn't always follow that rule. In its early stages, the kidneys can continue behind the scenes while gradually losing function, leaving you with little or no reason to suspect that anything is changing. This is especially important if you are living with diabetes, high blood pressure, or if you regularly rely on pain relievers such as ibuprofen or naproxen. Over time, high blood sugar can damage the tiny filtering units inside the kidneys, while uncontrolled blood pressure places constant stress on the delicate blood vessels that keep those filters working. Long-term use of certain anti-inflammatory medications can reduce blood flow to the kidneys, making them more vulnerable to injury, particularly as we get older. Think of it like the foundation of a house. Small cracks can slowly spread beneath the surface for years, while everything above still looks perfectly stable. By the time the walls begin to show obvious damage, the dunur adisi insani, the dunur kiins, atsunder adi nin san saudi rolines, breetim, umberaram sambo probal hansalmo, zatanur album has often been there much longer than anyone realized. Kidney disease can progress in much the same silent way. That's why I never recommend waiting for symptoms before checking your kidney health. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, a family history of kidney disease, or you've used NSAID pain relievers frequently for months or years, ask about simple blood and urine tests that evaluate kidney function. Those routine tests can reveal problems long before symptoms ever appear, giving you an opportunity to protect your kidneys while there is still plenty of healthy function left to preserve. Now that we've explored these 12 quiet warning signs, there's one message I hope you'll remember above all else. Your body is not working against you. It has been trying to communicate with you all along. Your body isn't betraying you, it's trying to warn you. After everything we've discussed, I hope you take away one idea more than any other. Your body is not trying to surprise you with kidney disease. In many cases, it's been sending quiet messages for months or even years. The challenge is that those messages rarely look the way most people expect. They don't always come as severe pain or a medical emergency. More often, they appear as small changes that are easy to dismiss because each one seems harmless on its own. That's why I encourage people not to wait until something feels seriously wrong before paying attention. Kidney disease is often called a silent condition, but I don't believe it's completely silent. I think it's more accurate to say that it speaks in a language most of us were never taught to recognize. A change in your sleep, your appetite, your skin, your urine, or your energy level may not prove that you have kidney disease, but those changes deserve curiosity instead of being automatically blamed on getting older. I also wouldn't focus on a single laboratory number, such as creatinine, as the entire story of kidney health. Creatinine is an important tool, but it's only one piece of a much larger picture. Your daily experiences, your medical history, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your urine tests, and the subtle changes your body has been showing you all matter as well. The greatest advantage you have is time. When kidney problems are recognized early, there is often much more that can be done to slow progression and protect the healthy function that remains. Listening to your body's quieter signals today may help you avoid much bigger problems tomorrow. A simple 2-week action plan to support your kidney health. The good news is that protecting your kidneys doesn't have to begin with a major lifestyle overhaul. I always encourage people to start with awareness before making changes. During the first week, simply pay closer attention to your body. Notice how often you wake up to urinate during the night, whether your socks leave deeper marks around your ankles by the end of the day, and whether your urine looks consistently different from what is normal for you. You don't need to obsess over every small detail. The goal is to recognize patterns rather than isolated events. During the second week, shift your attention to the risk factors that have the greatest long-term impact on kidney health. If you have a blood pressure monitor at home, check your readings regularly and keep a simple record. If you're living with diabetes, continue working toward stable blood sugar levels, as both high blood pressure and elevated blood sugar are among the leading causes of chronic kidney disease. If you have a routine medical visit coming up, ask whether it's appropriate to check your estimated glomerular filtration rate, eGFR, and your urine albumin to creatinine ratio, UACR. These two simple tests can provide valuable information about how well your kidneys are functioning, often before noticeable symptoms appear. One more important point: avoid trying to treat yourself with over-the-counter diuretics or products that promise to detox or cleanse your kidneys. Most of these products have little scientific evidence behind them, and some may even place additional stress on the kidneys. If you've been taking NSAID pain relievers, such as ibuprofen or naproxen on a regular basis, it's a good idea to discuss that habit with your healthcare provider to determine whether a safer long-term approach is appropriate. If you found today's information helpful, share this video with someone living with diabetes or high blood pressure. It may help them recognize a warning sign before serious kidney damage has the chance to develop. Your kidneys whisper long before they fail. Before we finish, I'd like to leave you with one simple thought that I hope stays with you long after this video ends. Your kidneys are among the quietest organs in your body. They rarely demand your attention with sudden pain or dramatic symptoms. Instead, they communicate through small, everyday changes that are easy to overlook until they begin adding up over time. You don't have to remember every one of the 12 signs we discussed today. You don't need to become anxious every time you wake up during the night or notice a temporary change in your body. What matters most is understanding the bigger message behind all of these examples. Your body is constantly giving you information, and learning to recognize those quiet signals can help you make informed decisions long before a small problem becomes a much bigger one. If there's one sentence I'd love for you to remember, it's this: your kidneys whisper long before they fail. The earlier you choose to listen, the more opportunities you may have to protect the kidney function you already have and support your health for years to come. If you learned something new today, I would truly appreciate your support. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which sign surprised you the most. I always enjoy reading your experiences, and your question or story may encourage someone else to pay attention to a warning sign they might have otherwise ignored. Thank you for watching. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you again in the next video.
Hi, thank you for enjoy our video and stay until the end of video. And if you like to support us, please don't forget to subscribe, hit a like, and share our video to everyone. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment to tell us what you think about this video and give us a chance to chat with you. Thank you.